Hello, and welcome to the MyBFF Business Leaders Podcast, your new secret weapon for business success. Sponsored by MyBFF Social Media, Marketing, and Advertising. Make sure to hit subscribe. Now let's get started.
All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at Google My Business. We've got some excerpts here from Maximizing Business Impact with your Google My Business profile. And, I think this is going to be pretty interesting because even if you think you know GMB, there's always more to learn, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's changing all the time, too.
Exactly. So we're going to try to unlock some of the secrets here today.
Let's do it.
So this article really emphasizes, that a verified Google My Business profile, it's not just a luxury anymore. It's like a necessity. They don't even say Google's making it. The central hub of local business information. That sounds pretty serious.
It is serious. And what's really fascinating is the way Google is starting to use this GMB data in its AI, for its search results. So it's not just about looking good on your profile. It's about you're actually feeding the algorithms with this information.
Wow. So it's like under the hood stuff?
Yeah.
So it affects how I show up in search results?
Absolutely.
And I think it even affects how well my ads perform.
Yeah, you got it.
I think they mentioned something here called local service ads or LSAs. What's the connection with that?
Yeah. So local service ads are really interesting because Google actually requires you to have a verified GMB profile to run them.
Oh, wow.
So that just goes to show how central GMB is becoming to everything that Google is doing.
So you're really missing out if you don't have one.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So it's not just about showing up. It's about, attracting customers. This article also talks about trust and credibility. What does that have to do with GMB?
Well, think about it. When you go online and you search for a business, what are you really looking for? You want to know that they're legitimate, that they're reliable, that you can trust them. And your GMB profile is sending those signals, not only to potential customers, but to Google as well.
So a really nice, complete, professional-looking profile that makes people feel better about you.
Absolutely.
Like a storefront, but online.
It is. It's your digital storefront.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And they also mentioned this idea of consistent branding across platforms. Is that part of this whole credibility thing?
Yeah. I mean, consistency breeds trust, right? So if your business information is the same on Google search, on Maps, on your website, everywhere, it just reinforces that sense of professionalism and reliability.
Yeah, you've got your act together, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. One thing that was interesting, the article also mentioned, the role of an agency like MyBFF Social in managing these GMB profiles.
Mm-hmm.
Why would somebody think about doing that?
Well, optimizing a GMB profile, it's not a one-time thing,
Yeah.
It's something you have to keep working on. And agencies like MyBFF Social, they really stay on top of all the changes that Google's constantly making, to their algorithms. And so they can really help to make sure that your profile is as effective as possible. And it also frees you up to focus on other parts of your business.
So it's you can kind of hand the reins over to them and trust that they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, we've already covered a lot of ground here, but we've only just scratched the surface of what makes a good GMB profile. What are some of the key elements that really make a profile stand out?
Well, I think we should dive into some of the specific tactics that you can use to take your profile from good to great.
All right, I am ready. Let's hear it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so we've established a good GMB profile is super important these days, but what are the actual nuts and bolts? How do we actually optimize this thing?
Well, a good place to start is with the attributes.
Okay.
Those are these little snippets of information that help Google understand your business so they can match you with the right searches.
So it's not just enough to say, I'm a bakery. I have to say what kind of bakery. Right?
Exactly, yeah. Let's stick with the bakery example. If somebody searches for vegan bakeries near me and you have vegan listed as an attribute, boom, you're going to show up.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So it's these attributes are working as filters almost. So connect me with the right people.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. What other kinds of attributes are there?
Oh, there are so many. It depends on your business, For restaurants, for example, you can have things like outdoor seating, kid-friendly, takes reservations.
Oh, wow.
There's all kinds of stuff.
This is giving me a superpower or something.
It kind of is.
I can tell Google exactly who I want to reach.
Yeah.
And they'll make sure I get in front of them.
Pretty much.
Oh, man, this is awesome. Okay, so attributes. And then what else?
Well, don't forget about photos.
Oh, right.
High-quality photos can really make your profile pop.
Yeah, because nobody wants to see a blurry picture of a cupcake.
Exactly. I want to make a good first impression.
So photos are important. We got accurate info, targeted attributes,
Mm.
beautiful photos. What else can we do to really make this profile sing?
Well, let's talk about reviews.
Oh,
Reviews can really make or break a business.
for sure.
People rely on those star ratings,
Yeah.
to make decisions about where they're going to spend their money.
I know I do.
Yeah.
If a place has a bunch of bad reviews, I'm probably going to skip it.
Yeah, me too.
So managing those reviews is important.
Super important, yeah.
So respond to people, thank people for the good reviews, deal with the bad reviews professionally.
Exactly.
It just shows that you're engaged.
You care. It humanizes your business,
Yeah, I like that.
And speaking of engagement, have you ever used those Google My Business posts?
I've seen them. I don't really know what they are or how to use them.
Well, think of them as little updates or announcements that you can share directly on your profile. You can promote special offers. You can highlight new products. You can even just give people a behind-the-scenes look at your business.
So it's like a little blog or something.
like a little blog or something. Kind of, yeah.
That's cool.
It's a great way to keep your profile fresh and engaging.
And people will see it, right?
They will. And it can actually help you show up higher in search results, too.
No way. So it helps with my visibility.
It does.
As well as making my profile look good.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Wow. I didn't know that. Okay, so we got posts. We got reviews. And you mentioned something earlier about local service ads.
Oh, yeah, LSAs.
Yeah, we've come full circle.
We have.
So those require a GMB profile, right?
They do.
But a good GMB profile can actually make those ads perform better. Is that right?
That's right. The more complete and optimized your profile is, the better Google can target those ads.
So it's like it all works together.
Okay.
It's like a symbiotic relationship.
It is.
So I have a good profile.
Mm-hmm.
That helps my ads work better. That gets me more customers. More customers means more reviews,
Right.
which helps my profile even more. It's like this awesome cycle.
You got it.
That's fantastic. Okay, so we've covered a lot here, but I can already see how this could get kind of overwhelming,
It can be a lot, yeah.
especially if you're busy running a business. That's why this article mentioned agencies like MyBFF Social. They can help manage all this stuff, right?
Yeah, they can take care of all the details of GMB optimization, so you can focus on what you do best.
So it's like having a team of experts
Yeah.
working behind the scenes.
Ex-
That's awesome. Okay, so I think we've covered a lot of ground here. But if there's one thing that people listening should take away from this, what would it be?
I would say think of your GMB profile as the heart of your online presence. It's your digital storefront. It's your reputation manager. It's your marketing powerhouse all rolled into one.
And if you invest in it, whether you do it yourself or you hire somebody to help you, you're setting yourself up for success
Absolutely.
in this crazy digital world.
It's not a question of if you need a GMB profile anymore. It's a question of how well you're using it.
That's a good point.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break here, but stick with us when we come back. We're going to wrap things up with some final thoughts.
Yeah.
And maybe a few things to leave you pondering. Okay, we're back. And I got to say, I am so energized by all this GMB stuff. I feel like I have a whole new arsenal of tools now.
I know, it's pretty exciting stuff, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And what's cool, it's not like some super complicated thing. It's actually pretty accessible. Anyone can do this.
Oh, yeah.
So let's think about this from the customer's perspective for a minute. When you're searching for a local business online,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you're looking for a new coffee shop or something, what makes you actually click on a result?
Well, I'd say for me, photos are a big one. If they have nice pictures, that always catches my eye. And of course, I always check the reviews too. And those little extra details like you were talking about, like the attributes and the descriptions. I really appreciate that when businesses take the time to fill all that stuff out.
Right. It's the little things.
Yeah.
And it shows that they care,
Yeah, it does.
And that's what we're talking about here. It's like creating that really good experience for the customer
Absolutely.
from the moment they find you online.
Mm-hmm.
All the way to when they walk through the door.
Good God.
And it all starts with that GMB profile.
Yeah.
Who knew? Something so simple could be so powerful.
Right. It's amazing how much of an impact it can have.
So this deep dive has been awesome. Really eye-opening. But before we go, I got to ask you one more question.
Okay, sure.
So we've been talking about GMB all day, and it's clearly important.
Yeah.
But what else should we be thinking about? In terms of our online presence, like what are some other areas that we need to be paying attention to make sure our businesses are successful in this crazy digital world?
That's a great question, and I think the answer is always be learning. The digital landscape is constantly changing, so you got to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Beyond GMB, think about your website, your social media, your email marketing. It all works together.
It's like we need to be constantly evolving.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
keep up with the times.
That's the fun part, though, right?
It is. Yeah, there's always something new to learn.
Absolutely.
All right, well, on that note, I think we're going to wrap things up here. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Google My Business. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring. Remember, your online presence is everything these days. So take control of your GMB profile and start seeing those results. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep those digital gears turning more.